Some of you who saw the tour of my garage shop and have seen me post some stuff on some of the Facebook groups asked me to talk a little bit more about the shelves that I built above my garage door. Now these are really honestly pretty easy. For a normal two-car garage door, I've got 4 pieces of 4x8 3/4 plywood because I'm able to build 2 of these on one side of the garage door opener and then 2 on the other side of the garage door opener. I basically just make a platform with the 2x4s, right, on 3 sides only. So I put one in the front, one on each side, make a platform, and then screw the plywood to that. Now, what I did back here to make it easy for installation is I actually bolted a 2x4 to the wall, and then I cut the supporting 2x4s back so that they would not sit on top of the 2x4, but butt up against it. And then what happens is I just slide the 4x8 plywood right on top of the 2x4, and then I'm able to, let me back up a little bit, then I'm able to hang these on the threaded rod, which I pre-installed, and I pre-drilled the shelves so they kind of just latch in and then lift up. And I've got the threaded rod hanging there. I pre-measured everything. Now you might look, because I put a lot of weight on these shelves, and so you see I have it on like a single board there, but that's a little deceiving because on the other side of the sheetrock are my roof trusses, and I've got 2x6s running along across each of the roof trusses to distribute the weight across the entire ceiling so that the roof trusses are supporting the shelf, not just one beam. And you see I've got these on each end. So I've got them there. And then what happens is, why did I use all thread, threaded rod? Let me open this. And so you see the 2x4, the door clears. I had to notch the 2x4s in the back, and I'll point that out. But it allows me to just come and adjust the shelves in case they ever sag or whatever. And you notice that the threaded rod does not hit the door because it comes out before. But it's pretty simple getting these up there. And then the other trick is this orange thing on the ceiling. Now I'm going to pause this video for a second. That orange thing on the ceiling is normally, it's called a garage gator, and it's meant for hanging bicycles or kayaks or some other stuff. I've adapted, as you can see. Basically I messed with the track just a little bit, modified it so that it would fit where I needed it to fit. And I laid the whole thing out on 3/4 plywood that would span a couple of beams, because I didn't want to be up there trying to find, in the installation directions, they tell you, to find the beams and then screw these in. I just didn't want to mess with that. So I built the whole thing as a unit. Actually, before this garage was finished, I built this in my other shop. So I had these all ready to go. And then I just bolted them up to the ceiling, which was really easy. I'll show you how this works. Basically, I built an upside down table, if you want to call it that. I use porch swing springs, say that 3 times fast, and some chain. And then I use PVC pipe to make these legs, and I put the rubber feet on the end. And as you can see, they're different lengths, and that's to compensate for when it hits the ceiling. This little black donut is part of the garage gator. It's also part of the automated stopping mechanism. So let me just back up, and then you just use the remote control here. And when you raise these things up, they seat themselves against the ceiling. Sorry about my finger there. And so I use these yellow and black, I think they're 25-gallon or 28-gallon totes, pretty much for everything, bins, whatever you want to call them. And I can slide them out without the thing rocking back and forth. I can put 2 of them side by side or 1 across. And then once I load it up, I can just get the remote and just drop it down, do what I gotta do, put it on the floor. And that's it. So it's pretty easy to use, kind of foolproof. Load it up, lift it up, or load it up and drop it down. And I've got, I've got my Christmas stuff. I've got, hurricane supplies. I've got shop supplies. I've got my turkey fryer, that kind of stuff. But whatever you need to put up there. And then on the shop side of my garage, I've got all shop related stuff. And I'll actually store stuff on the shelf so that it makes it easy access. If I want to take something down, I get my sanding and grinding stuff up there. So I've got four lifts in the garage. Basically 2, 4, 6 sheets of 4x8 plywood, so you can figure out the square footage of storage that you get, plus what you get out of the shelves hanging up there. And it keeps the garage nice and neat. So I'll post some pictures at the end of the video, but you guys get the idea. It's a pretty simple, easy way to store your stuff.